I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm out in, I guess it's Tropical Storm Eta right now. It's very interesting. It's coming off Cuba. It's live now. So 10 after 5 p.m. It's supposed to hit us around 6:15, 6:30, maybe tonight at 12. But there it is. The wind's gust up about 60, 70 miles an hour or something. I don't think it's hitting up to 70. It's like 40. We've had this kind of wind last week, and it wasn't attached to a tropical storm. But this is the first time I ever stayed. Well, no, I've been through tropical storms. This one, though, this one's about the same. The last tropical storm I went through was about 2 blocks away. That's when a girl I was seeing at the time, it's before Abby, her palm tree looked like it was on fire because one of the power cables came down and electrocuted the palm tree. It looks pretty neat. You just seen this tree lighting up in the middle of it until they fixed the thing. I don't even think the power cable, the cable came down on the wire. I think it was just a palm laying on it. So, and it didn't put out. They didn't lose electricity either. It was kind of weird. But now we're approached to it. You know, some of the stores got hit here. It was much like you'd see before a blizzard or a hurricane. But the Keys, this is special because nobody left. They didn't do any evacuation orders for the Keys. They didn't even tell the visitors to leave. Now, the winds could be approaching times where they're going to be closing the bridges. Because once it gets, I think it's 80 miles per hour gust, they have to close the bridges. Right now, they're not predicting any more than 70, 75. So we'll see. They closed all the schools. Normally, I'm working on a Sunday night, but that's not going to happen tonight. Once they close the grocery stores, the owner decided to close the bar, which is smart. You know, liability, you have people out driving, leaving. You don't need to have the weather working against you too. And there's a nice gust coming in. I put my hurricane shutters on my big picture window. I think when I did it, my neighbor across the street did it. He was watching me do it, and he put all his up. But I think they have impact windows. I really wouldn't want to worry about them. But he might have thought I knew something he didn't know. I just did it because I didn't want to have to replace 4 sliding glass doors that are in the family room, or the rec room. So yeah. Besides a couple plants and I put you put your chairs on the side. You put something heavy on the chair maybe so it won't move. I don't know what 75. I guess I know. If you've ever been on the outside of a vehicle going 75 miles per hour, you know what it feels like. Let's say you're in a bed of a truck, or put your hand out. That's what it's like getting hit by 70-mile per hour winds. I don't think I had an opportunity to do that. At this point in life, I just don't want to be that. That'll be the. I don't want to be on my epitaph. Jim died because he went out in the middle of a hurricane and tell people, on a podcast, just tell people what it was like. But now the winds just don't jump up to 100 miles an hour. And these aren't going to jump up to 100 miles an hour. They're probably, they're predicting they could turn into once it passes the Florida Keys and goes back into Gulf. Yeah, they're calling it, it came out of Cuba, and the way it was coming out of Cuba, it looked like it was just going up the Atlantic coast. Right? But it immediately make a left turn like it once has intent. And it goes towards, I guess the eye of the hurricane, the center of the eye, the main track is 70 miles south of me. I'm at mile marker 102. So around mile marker 30 or 40 or something like that, which maybe 60 miles south, there's the center of the eye. That's the predicted, that's where all the tracking things go. So if it jigs up, if it doesn't go as hard left, then it could come further north and it could hit us, or maybe, it's too late to bypass us. So it's either going to go away from us or closer to us. But other ways, and notice once again, I didn't happen to talk about that thing that happened on November 3rd, or actually yesterday, which was Saturday 7th in November. But another distracting. A lot of people, when I went to the grocery store today, they seemed kind of unhappy. And some people just living their lives just went and did their own things. Happens at the restaurant. Yesterday I walk into the bar and there was the heated argument. It's escalating, and I just had to put on my daddy pants and ask them to refrain from talking about it. And it was both sides, so I wasn't favoring anybody. I said, that's enough. You can't. And they go, well, I can do whatever I want. And I said, not in a private business. This is the bad side of being a private business, is refusing people like what they did like 50, 60 years ago, let's say. 50 years, 60. Yeah, 60 years ago would have been 1960. Yeah, refusing someone based on their ethnicity, race, anything. Now we're refusing on being an asshole, and I don't think there's refusing someone service because they're disruptive is actually the basis for refusal of service. It's no other one. I mean, it could be, yeah. Well, you could be that you're contagious. It could be that, there's something. But if, refusing service because of being an asshole or being harmful to the other guest, that's it. And harmful is not to their sensibilities, harmful to them physically. So I stopped them. And here I am, just we're not talking about politics right now, even though I talked about politics a lot. I know, I don't want to be a hypocrite and stuff like that. But I'm not going to do it anymore. For a while, I'm taking a little time off. It was a little too intense for me. So, wow, the birds are out flying like crazy. The wind's picking up a bit. Some breaks in the clouds. It actually looks like a pretty nice evening. But they're calling for it to blow like hell in there. It's going to be crazy. It'll be it'd be the first tropical storm, second tropical storm I've been through here. The one hurricane I went through was Irma. And even though I left here, I still got hit by a Category 3 or Category 2. It hit the Keys as a Category 4. And once someone gets above the 2, you got to really start thinking about what you're going to do, because you don't need to be around for that kind of shit. I mean, there's some people that don't really care for their families, and they say, well, they look for any opportunity to stay behind and be killed by a hurricane. That I am not that unhappy with my life that I would stay around on a island that's only, in most places only 4 feet high. That's off sea level. So I don't want to have to deal with that. So yeah, the winds are coming in, but it's funny, it's not raining. It was raining earlier. I put on my storm shelter. It's pouring. I get all fucking soaked. But here I am. You know what? Still hear vehicles going up and down the road. I don't get that. Well, I mean, there's people, I guess, they got to go home if they're traveling. You're not going to be flying out tonight. I mean, usually they'll cancel all the... with wind gusts of 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, I don't know what's going to... Well, maybe they can handle up to 50. But it wouldn't take much, a little more blow right now for them to cancel it. So, this is Jim the Keys bartender. I'll update you tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a show if Ada, Tropical Storm Ada, if it's still lingering around here and they don't open up on time, maybe I'll pop another episode in, get 4 or 5 episodes. I wanted to talk about a movie I saw, and it just confirmed my reports about. Maybe I did. Did I talk about that already? No, that was Friday night, so I didn't do it. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone. Take care. Be careful if you're out there in this storm. and all my other friends outside of the area, take care. Oh yeah, and this 8 is supposed to go out past the Keys, strengthen into a hurricane, Category 1, which is not as bad as all the other ones, but still a Category 1, and then turn back and hit Central Florida or North Central Florida. So it looks like Mother Nature is some reason angry at Florida. Yeah, but it always is. Florida looks like a penis hanging down from the bottom of the United States. So to everyone, take care and goodbye. And this is a special episode. This is the reason why I didn't put it on my regular channel. If you listen, great. If you don't, so what? It's kind of like almost like an audio diary. But I'm signing off using my music.